ball games or anything, or was it not until you were recruits that you all kind of got to know each other?
It's kind of funny because me and Vic Orton played on the same Little League football team. So, we called ourselves the dynamic duo back in the day. But in terms of the other guys, I didn't really know them. Our team went down to Atlanta to play. Vic was on our team, and we didn't get to end up playing the Berry Brothers, but they were in the tournament, the same tournament that we were. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to play them.
I imagine it's kind of crazy that all you guys are now here. And, you guys are all new here, but probably not new to each other through the recruitment and all that.
Right, yeah, we stayed in communication. I'm rooming with Dylan Bates, and I talked to him for about a year before we even got here. So, it's a great experience that we're finally all here, and we're already well connected as if we've been here for a while.
This summer, what's it been like for you? What's been your focus as you've kind of gotten on campus and adjusted to everything?
Just to get better each and every day. I've learned so much since I've been here. The older guys have done a great job of taking in the freshmen and making sure that, we know everything that we're supposed to know and doing everything we're supposed to do. So, just taking it day by day and just learning the process.
What did your dad tell you about Tennessee, and how did he avoid leaning you one way or the other?
Well, yeah, he wasn't biased at all. Most people think he would be, but ultimately he just wanted what was best for me, and he wanted me to be happy, which is, how you would want any father to be. So my sister, like I said, she was at Alabama. I didn't know exactly where to go, and he was supportive, him and my mother. My mother went here as well. They just made sure, I was happy. I got to visit wherever I wanted to, and, ultimately it came down to Tennessee and Alabama, and I chose Tennessee.
They're making a kind of an exception to let us talk to freshmen. That's kind of obvious why with this group. Why do you think it's important for you guys to come out and, at least make some sort of statement together today as a group?
Well, I'm very excited just to talk to the media and let them know that, we want to bring the winning tradition back to Tennessee. So, it's a special place, and, from freshmen to seniors, everyone's capable of speaking to the media just because we all have the same goal, which is to win ball games and, make sure that we keep the fans happy. So it's going to be a slow process, and, it's a learning process. We just got here. We've only been here for about a month and a half. But ultimately, we want to just make this program a better place.
What's your legacy? Do you feel any extra, pressure or expectations kind of on you a little bit?
None at all. I mean, having the same name as my dad deals with itself. I've had it all my life, so I'm kind of used to it. I don't know anything else, so I just live every day like I always have.
What's it like knowing that he's just right down the street, whereas the other legacies, they're from out of state?
Yeah, I'm the local guy. I'm the only local guy in the freshman class, so it's pretty cool just going around, going to different restaurants and, hearing my name and things of that nature because I went to school about 30 minutes away. So, I wasn't far. I got to come to all the home games last year, so it was a pretty cool ordeal. But ultimately, my dad's right up the street, so whenever I need to talk to him or need support, he's always going to be there for me.
What does it mean for you to follow in his footsteps?
It's a blessing. I couldn't ask for anything better. I had the decision whether to follow his footsteps or not, and ultimately I did just because, I feel that, it's a blessing and that, I think I can do it.
TK, you said you've only been here about 6 weeks. How tough was that wait for you from signing day until the 1st of June when you finally got to enroll?
It's pretty crazy because, with all the things going on in high school, spring break, prom, it really flew by, and by the time it was graduation. And I only had 8 days of summer, and then I ended up here enrolling in classes, starting workouts, and things of that nature. So it went by pretty fast, but, I've enjoyed it.
We saw you a lot during spring camp. How many times do you think you were over here between, the time you signed and when you got to finally enroll?
Actually, probably not much, not as much as you would think, just because I was so anxious to get here that I didn't want to see all the guys, the early enrollees, Jalen, Josh, DeAndre out there doing their thing while I can only sit there and watch.
What kind of advice did they give you before you got here in June? What did they tell you about what to expect?
They just told me to, be excited and give it everything I have and just to have an open mind because so much is going to be thrown at me. But, I've learned and taken that in, and the older guys, like I said before, have done a great job of doing the same.
What's your kind of goals for your freshman year? What do you want to accomplish this year?
I just want to learn as much as I can from the older guys as well as the coaches. Because, as a freshman, you come in only knowing high school things. So the first week I probably learned more than I ever have in the game of football within itself. So that's going to continue my freshman year, and, that's what I hope for, to just learn as much as I can.
What's your first memories, Todd, of the Orange? Your dad, mom, whatever. How far back does that go where they put that in your consciousness?
In terms of the decision to come here?
Just the fact that, not even to come here, but just exposing you to it, saying, this is what I did, or, your dad said this is where I was, this is what I did.
Probably my junior year, he just let me know how his recruiting process went. And it was actually pretty crazy because he was going to go to Virginia. He's from Virginia. Then he changed his mind, was going to go to South Carolina, changed his mind again, and ended up here. And luckily he met my mom. So, I'm not complaining about that. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. But, I told myself I'm going to make a decision and not change and be 100% for it. So, I had to think about it. It took a while, but I got to start the process early, my late sophomore year. So within that time, I made the right decision.
Even before you were a recruit, when you were just a kid, what do you remember about becoming aware of what Tennessee football is?
As a recruiter, like when I was
Not
a
just
kid?
when you're a kid, just a little kid, before you even thought about being a recruit, just growing up as a kid.
Oh, I loved Tennessee football when I was a kid. I came to all the home games, got to see Eric Berry play, Gerard Mayo, Inky Johnson. I can name them all, Robert Meacham. So it's pretty cool just to think that I'm finally here. It still hasn't really dawned on me quite yet, just because, it's just the game of football. And, I'm a student athlete, so I'm taking classes and things like that, and it hasn't really clicked. But I think once I run out of the tee with all those fans out there, that it'll finally process.
Knowing the rival between Tennessee and Alabama, did you grow up not liking Alabama?
No, I haven't had a hate against any team at all, especially, I have to show some love for my sister. If she's at that school, I can't hate that school at all. So, I don't hate a school at all.
Were you surprised when she went to Alabama?
She really made her decision herself, and I felt that really helped me, because seeing her go there let me know that, no matter where I go, my parents will be acceptable of that.
What made you choose Tennessee over Alabama in the end?
It really wasn't just Alabama. It was other schools, Clemson, Ohio State, you name them. But, Tennessee really rose above all of them because the coaching staff and the vision they have. They want to bring the winning tradition back to the program, which is what everybody wants. I'm a local guy, and I've seen the fans struggle. It's been 4 losing seasons in a row, and you can see just the determination that the guys have in workouts and meetings, just staying so honed in that they want to win ball games, and, I want to be a part of that.
Todd, you talked about that, bringing the winning tradition back. You were kind of one of the first guys in this class. How much as a class did you guys talk about getting Tennessee back, changing what's kind of been the recent trend?
Right. Well, yeah, I've always been excited just to, even think about Tennessee football. And so just when I committed, I told myself that I want to play with great guys. And so that's when I, took the idea of finding these guys and making sure that they at least get here on campus, because you would notice that a lot of guys that end up here, if we can get them here, we can basically get them, because Tennessee football speaks for itself.
Do you have a good idea of how the coaches want to use you and what weight they want you to play at and all that, just kind of what your role will be?
I know they play a lot of freshmen on special teams, but ultimately, wherever they put me, I'm just going to go out and give them my all. Right now I'm weighing 203 pounds. They put that on me pretty quick, and I've been able to keep my speed up as well. So, I've enjoyed it, and, wherever they put me, that's where I'm going to play.